restream chat doc went away. Can I bring it back? I can bring it back. I can simply use the docs tab. Okay. We will once again accumulate our chat windows. And place them on our second monitor. Okay, the chat windows have been accumulated. The stream notification has been sent. We're live. We're live. Okay. All right. So what I was thinking about doing first was something with basically making a table that's going to contain the sort of leaderboard and information like that. Kind of my problem is I don't know exactly how I want to lay out this data yet. So, you know, probably the responsible thing to do in this situation is to just display all the data using the least effort way that I have access to. That's probably how you do that. Which could be console.log, but I'm not going to use console.log. I'm actually going to render them in HTML. I think. Okay. So, oh my god, how do I even do song/difficulty options? I don't know. What? Why? Oh, right. Yeah, I don't do this because I will have already loaded the song because I have to load the song to do this part. Yes, of course. I remember that. That was fun. Okay. So all this stuff is basically garbage, and we're not going to reuse any of it. Well, we might reuse some of it. It was really just for the test. Okay, so let's create like a div and put some data in it. Is this going to give me white text? I sure hope it will. Come on now. Thank you. That didn't work. Oh, I know why. That's because I wrote the program wrong. Okay, that's pretty good. That's definitely different than where I expected it to show up, but okay. I'm gonna move the buttons up, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. We have the white text, we have like a rectangular kind of outline. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's great. We love it. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to like ask the server what to display here at some point. Definitely going to need to ask the server what to display. Um Okay, let's try. I'm basically just gonna like mock up this whole UI element and see what I think about it after it's done. So I want the song name, I want the difficulty, and I want the the number of players? Number of players out of like... Usually in servers there's like some number slash some other number, like a max number of participants. That's not really how it works with this game, is it? It's kind of not how it works. Hmm. You know what's weird? The other songs that I have in like my demo server don't have this like multiple difficulties per song thing. I don't know what like the language of that should be for my game is the thing. I haven't really decided that. Maybe we just go with numerical difficulty. Yeah, I think that's maybe what we do. Less is more. What do we do? What do we call our like test song? Do we call it just like song name or what? I don't know. Let's get a really long song name just to screw with me. I'm trying to think. Do I want this to look like a table or not? Because it basically is a table, I think. Yeah, it's basically a table. Hmm. Oh, okay, here's a random thought. If you're a spectator, is there any reason why you shouldn't be allowed to go spectate other songs that are happening in parallel? Is there a reason for that? Or will there only ever be one song happening in parallel? That's no, that can't possibly work. No, that's silly. uh, yeah, in Trackmania, it's very peculiar. It's like an interesting characteristic of Trackmania. You can like you can play the same track at a variety of different levels, and it still like is doable at different difficulty levels. Whereas in a rhythm game, it's not. It's really not like that at all. You kind of um, there's like this range where like you're hitting 90 to 100% of all the notes, and If it's any easier than that, it's boring. And if it's any harder than that, then it's like impossible and you don't even want to bother trying. So that's why we have to have separate quote unquote divisions built in right from the start because literally it's just not playable otherwise. We could like you could structure it differently. You could structure it where like you start out with an easier song and then progressively get harder and harder. And that could be like a little bit fun and interesting in its own way, but that does have the downside of many people will be bored at the beginning. Many people will be bored at the beginning. So it could be interesting, but that's basically just not what we're gonna do. Yeah. Nope. The plan is to have different songs. And so if we're having different songs, or at least different difficulties, maybe all different difficulties of the same song, or maybe not. You know, maybe we have different songs, whole different songs for different tiers. Um, yeah, interesting. Okay, so this is probably going to end up being a table. Yeah, this is probably a table, realistically. I don't know. Let's render this and see if I feel any different. It's probably a table, even if it's only got 3 or 4 options. Because you can't have too many options, or... Okay, what's this? Oh, I know what this is. I'm just a dummy. Oh, right. Every div is a line break. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, and probably what we have, like we have it all in a row, and probably what we have is like some buttons over here that's like sign up or participate. Um, and or spectate. Hmm. I wonder how I'm going to treat it on the server side. I think the server actually doesn't have to... the server just needs to tell the client what song to load. As far as the actual data it's storing, it probably doesn't need to care, really. It's just storing a bunch of key events. Um, Interesting. The only problem with allowing the spectator to spectate multiple divisions is that we can't use the same UI element for both spectators and regular participants. Like, well, maybe we could. We probably could. Um, we would just need an additional layer that's like, hey, which of these difficulties did you want to look at? Oh, okay. And then it'll go display like the normal table of all the participants and stuff. Um, yeah. Spectators, though. So I guess in that case, actually, So that element of my original design kind of doesn't make much sense anymore. That's fine. Um, yeah, we don't need this. Yeah, this kind of doesn't make any sense. I also don't want to have to track that data. um, I'd have to like keep tabs on what the spectators are spectating all the time, and then display that to everybody. It's like why do we care? Like it might be vaguely interesting in retrospect to know who was the like most spectated person, I guess, but that I don't really care to know that. I don't think I care anyways. Hmm. Did I already mark that there should be a timer or something? Yeah, definitely some kind of timer. Okay. I actually want a table, I decided. This is definitely more like a table. So before the stream started, I spent like 5 minutes googling like what the deal is with tables and divs, or and like should you use the table HTML element or not? And The only thing I came away with it was if the thing you're trying to display is uh like is grid based but the cells are indistinguishable, then you probably use a div and you probably do like some flow thing or whatever the CSS style is that lets you dynamically change how many elements, how many rows and columns there are. Um, but in my case, if it's actually a genuine table and the different columns mean different things, um, I'm pretty convinced that just using a table is totally fine. Like someone did mention that technically in an early version of Internet Explorer you can't restyle table elements like you can other elements. But I think the best way to be a web developer is to pretend that Internet Explorer doesn't exist. Nowadays, at least. Because it kind of doesn't, right? Like, I don't. I mean, I suppose it depends on what kind of application you're building. If you're building a government website, well, God help you. Although, honestly, look, I know government websites are supposed to be accessible to like literally everyone because it's the government. But I don't know. What maybe not. I feel like there'd be such an advantage to not doing that because I feel like websites, like government websites, take 10 times as long to produce otherwise, you know? So it's like, oh man, this one uh, invalid blind woman living in the middle of Nebraska has a computer from the 1970s and, you know, a dial-up internet. And because she exists, all federal websites need to conform to certain standards. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like no business on earth would do that for their web design. Um, I don't know why it has to be so different for the government. I guess that makes me a terrible person. Wow, you don't care about accessibility? You're the devil. You just hate disabled people. That must be it. Yeah. You Why would I hate disabled people? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like I would understand the criticism that like I'm lazy. That at least has some reason, but just like hating disabled people, that could nobody would say that. That's silly. Surely nobody would say something as stupid as that. Okay. Because like hating disabled people would be like you actively go out of your way to mess with them. We need headers. We need a header row. So like, what is this? Table dot. Can I do anything? Can I create elements through the table? I don't think I can. Oh no. Oh no, ARIA properties. Oh, my nemesis. Aha! See? I thought I remember this being here. So dot create t head. Now, I don't understand the difference between doing it this way or doing it through. Returns the t head element if object if successful or null otherwise. Well, that seems a bit yikes. When would it be unsuccessful? We've got T foot. I don't care about T foot. Do I care about T foot? I don't think I care about caption. What is T foot? What is a table footer? This is really zoomed in. What the heck? T foot, TR, TD, TR. So it still is in like the row and column thing, I guess, right? Can I see a render of it? No, I can't. How? Why? What are you doing to me? Okay. Oh, ew. It looks disgusting. Oh, because it's vertical line bottom and height 100 pixels? That makes sense. Okay. I guess I could technically have a table footer to like put the spectate button, but I feel like it's at that point outside of the table. It doesn't really fit into any particular column, so I don't think I use a table footer for that. No, I don't think I use a table footer for that. But okay, what about table header? So okay, I need to like. I need to like remember all the special tags. There's TR, there's TD, there's okay, TH stands for table header. Yeah, okay. Check this out. So I believe there's T head, which you use to group the header content. Yeah, see? You do this. You need you need that extra layer of indentation to really have a properly formed table. Yeah. Okay, so T head. There is no create element here. Is there table dot create? No, I can't like create a row. That doesn't work like that. So what is this going to give me? This is going to give me table cell element. Okay. Is it TR, TH, TH? It is. It's TR and then TH. Okay, so And you return a table row element. And you're a cell element. Yeah, okay. Then here's the body. Right. And so I have to do does this automatically get added to the table? I hope it does. That only makes sense. Oh yeah, and then T-body. Okay, that's kind of making sense so far. So how many columns am I going to have? I'm going to have at least 3, it looks like. Probably more. Teach one dot inner text. Yeah. I want to be terse here. Well, actually, I could be less terse here because the song name is going to be freaking gigantic. And what's the other thing? Signups. Oops. Players? What's the noun I want to use here? Players? Participants? Competitors? Signups? Number, like # players? I don't know. Players. No, they're not players yet because they're not playing. Sign-ups? Registrants? Frick. We could just leave it players. If we leave it players, we can literally reuse the same table, like the same columns. In theory. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to like rename it, have like a different table header during spectate mode and not during spectate mode. That feels icky and like unintuitive. Okay, what else? probably we will have a couple of blank headers for like the buttons, or at least there could be like one button. Then row 1 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 things. Actually, let's also do td1.innerText is equal to some quote. That way I get that line for free, get this for free. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's right. What's the rectangular button? Okay. There's my dynamically created table data. And that can just go away. Okay, let's see what this does. Huh. Yeah, that's okay. That's decent. So most likely, the column names are going to be the same regardless, I think. But most likely, how it's going to work is the server. The server is going to send me like an initial batch of data, which will contain the song names and the difficulties for everything. That's probably like step one. Is this all part of the same regular update, I wondered? Yeah, probably. Maybe this is a different kind of request, right? Maybe it's a different kind of request. No, this should probably all be in the same request. I think that's the best way to do it. Because so if we literally just keep getting the time over and over again from the server, the countdown timer could randomly like count seconds irregularly, and that seems dumb. Because that's just like confusing, and it seems like unpolished from a user perspective. Like why did it count 2 seconds this one time and then it's just like paused for a minute? It's like You can't even you can't even make a clock work. um, but the the user could like tab out or something, or I don't know, some magic happens that causes the countdown to get out of sync. So I figure, I mean, the server's just going to be sending a single number to, in addition to whatever it's already sending. So like, it's so little data, might as well just send the time remaining in every update. Yeah. Yeah. Um. Huh. Does the okay? Here's an interesting question. This is a WebSocket connection, which means that once the connection is established, the server can send data to the client whenever. The server does not have to be prompted in order to send data to the client. However, if I didn't do it this way, where the client is constantly requesting data from the server, then the server might keep sending data to the client when it doesn't need to, because the client um, would have switched to a different UI tab. Um, the the client could have like started playing a non multiplayer match, and in that case, um, in that case, the let's see. In that case, it's like a matter of the client sort of maintaining the on response thing, um, and it's like, yeah, that could take up cycles. It could like make it perform weird. I don't want any like hitches or frame drops because of being connected to the server when you don't need to be. Um, but that brings up another interesting question: is the connection to the server itself a problem? Um, Let me ask a question of the internet. JavaScript WebSocket timeout? Do they time out? That's sort of a question I'm curious about. It's like, if nothing gets sent one way or another, does it time out? It's mostly so far talking about timeouts in the initial connection step. Wait. What about WebSocket keep alive JavaScript? Handling connection loss. Okay, they're asking if they like pulled the internet cable out, what happens? Oh, interesting. The answer is you have to add a ping pong method. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so let me get this straight. The problem they're trying to solve is, um, if the client can't connect to the server, then you shouldn't have a connection still connected. Um, hmm. That's sort of an interesting open question. Like, how would we notify the client if they're having internet troubles? You know, if they like can't connect. It, let's see. Does it matter from the server's perspective? So what the server should probably do at the start of a game is to be like, hey, everyone who said they were going to participate, um, let's do like one final check that you're all still connected. Hmm. Do I have that somewhere? Yeah. I mean, the latency connection is good, or calculation is going to do that for me. But yeah, there's definitely a possibility that like someone, let's see, how would that work? How would that exploit work? Someone would like repeatedly um like disconnect or basically disconnect route without actually connecting in the first place. How would you? So probably that'd be easiest to do without using a browser, right? Which you could do fairly easily if you knew the server's IP, which you can almost certainly do by just looking at the network tab of your browser. Um, so yeah, you go. Someone goes and looks that up, and they're like, "Okay, I'm gonna just like try to fill up all the connection slots in the server." Um, how would I do that? How would I deal with that? Um, I think I think I actually don't deal with that, sadly. Um, I think one of the ways you deal with that is, I mean, on some level, you can't protect yourself from DDoSes unless you do some complicated network architecture shit, and even then, it's probably still not 100% effective for for some large enough attack. Um, but one of the things I could do is I could just like have I mean, if I You know what I could do if I really wanted to is wait, would this make sense? It kind of wouldn't make sense. I was gonna say I could have two separate servers. One server that handles like this initial authentication thing, like, hey, are you a real player? Are you already signed in or not? And if so, then like let's not have two records of the same player. And then we'll send you over to like the actual server IP address, and to talk to that server, I have to give you like some secret key that like if you don't have this, then you get ignored by that server. But that doesn't help either, because once you know the other server's thing, um, you can just flood it with a bunch of nonsense data, and that server still has to check the contents of it to see whether it has the key in it. Um, I mean, I could even implement some heuristic that's like, um, if the number of bytes in the request is too large, then you just ignore it because there's no way it would be the right request. But um, but even then, and even then, for like the actual client, the first thing they're going to do, given a new IP address, is they have to do the WebSocket handshake. Uh, I can't like, I can't put my own handshake before the WebSocket handshake. I don't think, because I'm dealing with a browser. So yeah, on sub level, I don't think you can really protect yourself from that. I don't know what to do about that. Doesn't Cloudflare just like solve the problem by like caching the web page and being a big server, and you pay for access to that bigger server so that people can't DDoS it unless they pay for an even bigger server? Like I don't That's my current understanding of DDoS attacks, and like protecting against them is just like, oh yeah, just get a bigger computer. I don't I don't know how that's a solution, but that's my current understanding. And after all, the server's written in C, right? So it should be super duper fast. Oh my goodness. Um, cool. Well, that was like a distraction. Um, so I should like go ahead and like fill out this table. Oh my god, it's such a disaster of a table. Okay, so I think what we do is we're like table. I'm gonna finish this little mock-up table, and then I'm gonna call it quits. I'm gonna quit. I'm a quitter after that. Um, table data. This is useful because for one thing, I can use like a for loop, and for another thing, this approximately simulates what the server is going to send us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's pretend we'll have four different divisions. Let's see. Name, difficulty, player count. Oh, well, the initial player count doesn't really matter. We're not going to really ask for that information from the server. We could. Do we? Hmm. That seems sensible, right? Like we ask the server for the initial player count, probably. Oh, actually, okay. Probably hear me out. Probably what I should do is have like how long until the match starts? How long until sign-ups open? Because, like, say for example, I do. Even if I did something crazy and had like a tournament every hour, I don't want my server to be sitting there sending out data updates for an hour. That seems excessive. Hmm. Huh. So that's kind of a niche detail, I guess. Um, maybe just the client doesn't do any. So I could special case it where like the client asks for updates only in the condition that signups are open. Um, yeah, yeah. Don't send player count or time updates if signups aren't open. Okay. Oh, hi, Vampire Frog. Welcome to the stream. You say fellow coder. Do you do coding as well? What kind of coding do you do? All right, let's stick some data in some places, I guess. Yeah, we do. We'll put player count in there just for the heck of it, right? And then let's make up some other numbers like 17, 12, 8, I guess. This is TypeScript. I just copy code off code streamers and sell it on the black market. Can you scroll up and down for the lols? Lol. Very funny. I like it when a program says you can play your program wherever you want. Not totally sure what you mean by that. Is there Dude, I wish there was a black market for like code. Are you kidding me? I I want to sell my code. Wait a minute. Like let me get in on that. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was actually two people chatting at the same time. This has never happened before on my stream. Hi, Mean Man. Oh, there's a third person? What is happening? There's 3 people in my stream. I don't. This is nonsense. Guys, why are you creating bots to watch my stream? Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's figure out some names of some songs. Alien Invasion, obviously. And then we've got... sure, Final Flight. These are names of songs that I'm actually trying to get stepped currently. And... Galaxies. Okay, and then what do we got here? Oh my gosh, it's Weedy. Holy crap. Okay, so we've got Vampire Frog, Mean Man. That's right, I'm going to name all of you. Soap Friend, and Weedy. And Soldier. What's happening? Oh my goodness. I'm a robot. See, thank you, Mean Man. At least he's honest about being a bot. Oh, why do I have this 4th quote here? This is totally irrelevant. Okay, and then, okay, so these numbers should be here. I'm just totally confused. I have to pretend to be a real streamer for a moment here. And then we have a pretend number of players that are signed up. So let's go crazy with this here. There's going to be 20 players signed up here. I don't know, 14, 12, and 18. Okay, so I'm going to take, this is the table data that we're pretending we get from the server. And then I'm going to construct a table from this data. Because this right now, all of this is one row, and after I finish writing this, I'm like, dear God, I don't want to do this 4 times. Yeah, this is client side right now. The server is in C. I'm writing the server from scratch in C. We didn't actually see any of the server today so far, though, because I'm kind of just mocking. This is so. What this is the grand vision of this feature I'm working out right now is multiplayer. I'm making multiplayer for my rhythm game. And it's we're on, what is it? Today's stream 11. Okay, so I've been working on this for 11 days at least. And yes, I'm very excited to be writing it in C. It's going to be very cool. Okay, so we make a function called getTable, and we're like, table data. And then we copy all this. So what do I want to get out of this? What do I do with this? Maybe I pass in the table body, and I'm like, what do I do here? Like construct, or like get a populate table body. Here's the table body, here's the table data, you're an HTML section element. Okay, and then we do all this stuff. Can you make a game where you round up zombies into a room? Yes. Will I? Probably not. And you have to sprinkle magic pellets on them to put them to sleep. And while okay, where is this going? And while they're asleep, you have to use a rickety elevator to throw them into incinerators. But there's only 6 incinerators, and it just keeps going. And you have 5 years to incinerate 6 million zombies. Where did you just have that? Is this like your dream game, Vampire Frog? You just had that one in the back burner? Like, oh, yes. Finally, I found the streamer who will create my dream game. I need to. Here it is. Now's my chance. Streamer, you have to believe me. This is going to be the best game ever. I mean, it sounds like a great game, honestly. And could I make it? Yeah, I mean, I can make anything, right? You can technically make anything with it with a program. Do I return the table body? I don't think I do. I think the table body just like gets modified by me doing this, and I don't need to. I don't need to care about it. Yeah. Yeah. I create the table body. The table body is already in the table by virtue of the fact that I called table dot create t body. I have to do this. Like so, yeah. So I just call this dot populate table body t body table data. I'd play that forever just to call off all those digital zombies. Yeah, the problem is if you work through the numbers, it's an unwinnable game and people would request refunds on Steam. Is that okay? So is that where you're going with that hypothetical? It's like I didn't really process it. Okay, so you sprinkle magic pellets on the zombies to put them to sleep, and then you go up the elevator to throw them in the incinerators, but there's only six incinerators. Okay, there's only 6 incinerators, and you have 5 years to incinerate 6 million zombies. So an important factor in this equation is how fast or slow the elevators are, and how fast you have to like how quickly can you put the zombies to sleep. Very interesting. I see. Yes. 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 All jokes aside, the idea where like I like games that have an end. Okay, so like I'll give your idea a +1 because it's like, hey, your goal in this game is clearly defined. It is finite. It does not go on forever. And if you did beat the game, you beat the game, and that's cool. It's not like an MMO which goes on forever. Although, if you wanted to make money in the game industry, then you should probably think about converting that idea to an MMO. That'd probably be a better idea in the long run for you. How do we... Okay, so I do like a for loop here. Look out, we're writing a for loop. Let I... Okay, and then now we're going to switch to using generic names for everything. Okay, so we basically do like... well, no, not that generic, right? We're still basically going to do this whole deal. Yeah, we're still basically going to do... We're going to do basically exactly this. You're not called row 1 anymore. You're just called row. And the inner text is going to be equal to table data I0, table data I1, etc., etc. We get the idea. And then the fourth column is the sign up button. This is a reasonable function, I claim. I claim this is a reasonable function. You could pull out the zombie's gold teeth and then melt them down. That's great thinking. You know, like in. Okay, let's talk about Minecraft for a minute here. One of the possible drops from a zombie in Minecraft is an iron bar. So the gold tooth is a great idea. Also throw in an iron bar. Why do zombies in Minecraft drop iron bars? I have no idea, but you should copy off of Minecraft. I think. I think that's right. Right? Am I crazy? I thought zombies could drop iron bars. Oh, a shoe vault. Oh, yes. Oh, hey there. Okay. So, all right, this is going to break my brain a little bit. We've got some people on Kick. Also, someone just showed up on YouTube. All right, so everyone on Kick, say hello to Rory Khan, who's watching on YouTube. I'm like streaming on two platforms right now. This is exciting. Okay, so I think I just run this. I think I compile this, and we're gonna see a very not very exciting table. I think if I've done this correctly. Let's see here. Okay. Oh no, there's my website. Oh look, there it is. There's the table. Yes. Mission accomplished. We programmatically constructed a table. We did it, guys. Good work. Good work out there. Yeah. This is right. Okay. So here's how this should work. Okay, this is to be clear, this is very rough. This is just like a mock-up demo, all right? Because I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want this to work. But basically, the server would send us here's the list of songs and their difficulties, and we would ask the server on a regular basis, hey, how many players are currently signed up for each of these divisions? That's what we would be. That's what we would do. And then you, as the player, as like the user, could sign up for one of these. These buttons don't do anything currently. You sign up for one of these divisions, and you can change whatever division you're signed up for until the game actually starts, until like the tournament actually starts. In which case, you're stuck in whatever division you're in. Yeah. Fun fact, this is my first time on Kick. I just made my account a few minutes ago. Congratulations! You found the worst stream on Kick as your first one. Good job. Try again. You're gonna need to look elsewhere if you want a good streamer. But thank you so much for trying anyways. Really appreciate it. Okay. This table, by the way, has taken me an hour and a half to put together. Because the other, I know it basically just took like 15 minutes in reality, but the other time I was like theory crafting about how I wanted it to look. Okay, so how do I want these signups to work? Okay, this is a little bit weird because these signups need to, you can only sign up for one at a time, right? So how do I do that? How do I communicate that to the user? How do I make that work? I have the ability to change the text within the button. But let me think. So, I mean, honestly, it's like it's like a radio button. You know, like, you know how radio buttons work, right? I'm starting to think I should just use a radio button and just not use a. It feels like I'm taking a professional class right now. Aw, thanks. um, this is not. I'm trying to figure out this thing live. Okay, I haven't premeditated any of this. This is me literally developing my game live right now. So you will see all the failures and the boring parts where I can't figure out what I'm doing, like right now. Honestly, I feel like the right answer is not to use the. So like, I like the idea of a button that says sign up because it tells you what you're doing. This is just so much more. This kind of communicates a little bit more. Okay, one of the things that I could do is I could have this when you click sign up, the text changes and it says what would it say? It could say something like registered, signed up, or it could say like because what would you do if you click the button again? Would that like unsign you up? Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I hate that. So what you could do instead is you could have the radio buttons, and you could have it's 2 clicks this way, which is a little bit less cool. But how you do it is you would click the thing that you want, click whatever division that you want, and then you have a single sign up button that's like, yes, register me for the one that I picked. Okay, yeah, it would be. So if we do that, then probably at the top, we need something that says that like represents the current status. Okay, so at the top of this table, I probably need something that's like you're currently not registered for anything. Hi, welcome to the tournament. Register for something. Sign up. Okay, that's probably what we do at the top. Okay. And then you select an option, you click sign up, and once you've done that, then it updates the text at the top and it says you are now registered for whatever it was that you just picked. Okay, and it just like goes and like, puts the song name there. It's like, "Hey, yeah, you just clicked that, you're now registered." Then we'll also have a like an unregister button. Like you can say like, no, I don't want to sign up for anything. You change your mind, because that would be annoying, right? You click sign up for something, and then suddenly you get like I don't know, you get a phone call from your best bud, and he's like, dude, let's go bar hopping, literally right now. It's like, oh crap, I can't participate in this rhythm gaming tournament anymore. I guess I need to unregister. So we gotta have that. All right. So actually, I changed my mind. Sign up button was a terrible idea. Sign up button was the worst idea. Nobody likes sign up buttons. That was terrible. No, we don't like that. Now I need to remember how to do. I don't even know what they're called. They're radio buttons. Radio buttons. Okay. What are you? You're an input type radio, is what you are. Okay. You're an input type radio, and name is, I think, right, you're playlist menu radio. And if I inspect you, you're also playlist menu. Okay, yeah. So how you group radio buttons together is they all have to have the same name. Okay, I'm remembering this now. So this button, we don't want it to be a button anymore. You're now a option selection thing. I don't know what to name you. Is there a freaking creature on my monitor? Hold on a second. We're gonna turn the light on in my room, and I'm not sure what kind of creature was just on my monitor. I think it was just like a gnat or something, like a little flying thing. In which case, that's fine. I can live with that. If it was a spider, no. Okay, so you're an input. Oh my gosh, it's so bright in my room right now. I just turned the light on. Input element, okay, and your option selection dot type is equal to radio, right? Okay. And now what do we do? Yeah, you're not a rectangular button anymore. That's for sure. You don't have an inner text. You need a name. We give them all the same name. Oh, and they need an ID too, right? Okay. Talk to me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they all have different IDs. That's important, I think. I dot toString. Sure. And what do we call you? We're gonna call you what am I referring to this in my notes? Multiplayer pre-game lobby option division. Multiplayer division. Okay, and we append child and it's there. Okay, so now if I didn't break anything, I claim that my sign up buttons are now radio buttons. My sign up buttons are now radio buttons. Yes, and they, okay, cool. And we have a slight problem that I don't have anything to store like the status text. Where? Okay, we've got this. So let's make a separate little div for that, I guess. Let status div. Okay, status div inner text is now hello world, and the div gets appended to status div, and I need to be able to modify the contents of this div from well, from what context? Let me see here. So if this is all, if I actually do put literally everything in just this one create call, then I will still be able to access this. It'll still be in the same scope, so I can modify it. So this should be, this is going to be like, hey, sign up for a division or whatever. I need to store this. Do I need to store? Maybe I don't need to store this. I don't know. What? I'll put this in a variable for now. Let status 1 equal this, because we could get back to this being the current status. You're gonna go have breakfast. All right, Rurikon. I can't guarantee I'll still be streaming when you get back, but there's always next time. I have many days of work to do on this, so I'm sure we'll see each other again. Have a good breakfast. Breakfast? Oh my god, it's nighttime over here, dude. It's 8:30 p.m. Okay, so here's status 1. Status 2 could be... What is status 2? Status 2 is you are currently registered, signed up for, etc. That's basically the only two statuses. So many statuses. All right, so this is fine. Yeah, that's right. Getting lost in the sauce. All right, so we need the button that you click to like actually sign you up, right? Okay. Where do we put that? We put that after the table. Oh, did we capitalize the U? I don't know. Sign up button. We say div.append child sign up button. Sign up button inner text is equal to sign up. What the sign up? We're gonna have like some button states. This is gonna be a little bit more complicated than just this for now. But okay, let's just do this part first. So we've got a sign up button that says sign up, and sign up button dot on click does something we don't know yet. We do, however, know that the sign up button is styled like a rectangular button. And probably, okay. Here's something weird. I wanna console.log. What I want to console.log is which of these buttons, like an ID number, which of these buttons the user currently has selected. But how do I access that? How do I access that? So I've solved this problem once before. I don't know if the solution that I currently have is going to be relevant though. Okay, let's take a look into the archives here. Radio table, I think is what I'm looking for. Here it is, radio table. Radio table. So you see in this radio table, I should have create row with radio. Why did I do this in so many different function calls? Holy cow. So many function calls. It's so hard to follow what it's doing. I hate this code that I wrote. Past me. What were you thinking? Holy cow, there's another layer to it. Oh my god. Okay. So the point is we get here and this is where we create the radio. This doesn't help me. Get ID of selected option. This is it. Okay. Okay, here's what I do. I do document.getElements by name, radio name. Aha. The whole document? Oh, okay. And then I look for the one that has radio option.checked. Okay. Okay. Here it is. This is how we do it. All right, so we're going to copy this basically. Yeah, we're basically copying this code over here. Okay, radio name. We know what the radio name is, I claim. Okay. I need to use this value in two places, so I'm going to put it here. And we're going to come over here. What did I call it? What's the made up thing that I decided to call it? Multiplayer division. In quotes. However, I would like to go ahead and pass in the table. HTML table element. Is this necessary? Okay, let me think here. Is this at all necessary? Because if I passed in the table, I could do table.getElements by name. I couldn't? I couldn't. Oh, no, I literally couldn't. Okay, never mind. No, we have to do document. That's fine. Okay, and then what do? We say radio options is equal to that. We have all the radio options. We get one. We ask if it's checked. If it is checked, we return its ID. This is perfect. This is perfectly fine. Okay. I can console.log the ID of the currently selected radio option. Ta-da! We've done it. Yeah, this isn't so bad. Okay, this looks serviceable. So here it should show up in the console log. 0, yes. 1, 2, 3, perfect. Okay. And then what do I do with that ID? What I'd like to do is to take the name and difficulty and of the currently selected thing and stick that into the message. Yes. So now the question is, what's the best way to access this data? The HTML itself is kind of like the state. Okay, so this is like stupid UI theory, okay? But I'm thinking like model view controller, right? Okay, is our table a view of the underlying data, or is our table the data itself? This is the deep philosophical question I need to answer to decide what I should do next. Okay, because one thing I could do is I could like search, like I could like parse the HTML and say like, hey, I want to know what's in row number 3. I want row 3, and I want the data that's in like each of the columns, and there you go. And I get that data, and then I know the song name and the difficulty. I could do that, or I could store the song name and the difficulty in a separate 2D array, which I'm actually already kind of doing, and I could go look in that to figure out the to find my data. I could do either of those things. And I want to know which of those options is the correct one. Does it matter? Realistically, it doesn't matter. I want to do... what do I want to do, actually? Do I want to store that data? Do I want to store that data? Huh. Yeah, sure, I'll store that data. I'm so hesitant. I'm so hesitant. I don't want to store that data, though. That's my problem. I don't want to store it. No, wait. No, I have to. I have to store the data. Okay. Here's why I have to store the data. I have to store the data so that... Is this actually a real answer? Yeah, this is kind of a real answer. I want to store that data so that if the user goes to a different page, quote unquote page, and then comes back, it already have that data. It already have it preloaded, and they won't have to ask the server for it again. And that's like a super tiny micro optimization, but it is a better user experience. It is a better user experience because that way they don't have to wait for that little bit of time for it to load every time they go to a different page and come back, go to a different page and come back. Yes. Okay, we have to store the data. Even though it's kind of technically harder, I think, in my opinion. But so if we're storing the data, now the data belongs to this class, this abstract class, which is basically just like the page itself. Okay. Yes, we decided to store the data, which doesn't matter at this stage because it's static, but this will have implications. My code will remember this. Okay. So, now that I've made this decision, and I think I'm going to quit the stream after I solve this problem, we get the ID of the selected option, and I want to put it in the message. Okay, so we do two things. We're gonna we need to change the contents of the status div. Okay, so we're gonna be like new status equals, we're not gonna use a variable for it, that seems silly. Status div dot inner text is equal to status 2 plus, I need the ID. Let ID number equal parse int. Yep, we parse int out of that and select the division or division ID, and we do this dot table data. Division ID is the row, and column 0 is the song name. Let's do this in multiple lines. And then do let's do this. Let's put it square brackets is where is what we do with the difficulty. Yes. And that's the new status. It should say you are now registered for song whatever. Yeah, it reloaded. Okay. Boop. It's not doing anything yet. And then we click sign up. You are currently signed up for ... Alien Invasion 17. Perfect. Perfection. Well, okay, it's not perfect. I need to get rid of the ... dots, or else I literally can't live with myself. Okay. Boom. We did it. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So, as promised, I am going to end the stream. Next time, obviously, we're going to come back and, like, you know, get this to let you unsign up and, like, all the things that we've been talking about, and then, like, connect it to the server. There's an infinity of things to do. There's this whole everything. Okay, we did like a quarter of one of these things. There's much more to do. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thanks to all the random new people that found the stream. Follow if you want. Follow me on Kick or and or subscribe on YouTube. Thanks. And yeah, hope to see you again next time. I think I'm gonna stream tomorrow. Am I gonna stream tomorrow? No guarantees, but I might maybe stream tomorrow night. I try to do like four days a week. you know, because I do eventually want to be done with the game, although it will still. I don't want to talk about how much longer it's gonna take. It's gonna take a long time. But I there's a lot of work to be done. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Thanks. Hope to see you again next time. Until then, farewell.